Here we all are, in my garage, just hitting the bag right now, and doing a heavy bag session as well. I should apologise actually for my overgrown barnet. I know I do look like I'm about to privatise the NHS, but I can assure you this is only temporary. But how are we all doing? How have we been? It's been a little while since I actually uploaded, and I'll tell you, I've been proper busy. I've been thinking recently, obviously life ain't perfect at the moment, but I tell you, I've been at my happiest in, well, quite a few months, shall we say. And I think today's video is really just a little chat about confidence and how you can go about growing it and just feeling a bit more comfortable in yourself. And the reason I feel like I've got something to say is just because a lot of advice you'll find online is stuff that's almost towards an instant remedy, like thinking of something which can build your confidence up in an instant so that tomorrow you can wake up and you can suddenly talk to anyone, do anything, you know. And a lot of this advice comes down to things such as fix your posture or go to the gym and, well, wear a nice aftershave, and then they plug a product and all things like that. And I'm not saying that none of that works, in fact it does. And one of the best things you can do to build your confidence up is, of course, get fit, get in shape, and you feel great about yourself. But the reality is that still you can be in perfect shape, you can be perfectly groomed, and you can look amazing, and you can still lack confidence. Now, one thing I notice actually about all of this advice you get online is it does rely a lot on instant gratification, like the one technique or secret, like very quick adjustable changes you can make. But the thing is that a lot of the time they're all geared towards the self and how you can change yourself and expect to feel more confident in front of others without actually talking to anyone. But to actually go about building confidence, you have to really go out there into the field and just learn by doing. There's no way you can prepare yourself. Like a lot of these advice videos, right, they all basically fast track you onto this Sigma male mindset where you sort of go away into the shadows and hide away for a few months, and then when you return, all of a sudden you're this gigantic Sigma Alpha hybrid demigod. But again, what happens with that is you go out there, and as soon as you go face to face with another person, you revert back to that unconfident version of yourself. And basically, I wouldn't say I've lost confidence over the past few months, but I would say that due to the isolated nature of the past year, which many of us has gone through, it's made me much less comfortable and much less ready to be myself in social situations. Now, why do you lose that feeling of comfort? Well, it's because you stop getting used to it, you stop doing it, you stop going out and seeing people, which that's none of our fault. We've obviously the lockdowns had the effect, but obviously you have to do the opposite of that to build it back up again. And the only way you can actually go about building proper confidence with people, I'm talking about sociability right here, is to actually just go out and talk to people more and more until the point where you're thinking less about how you come across with people, and you sort of get into this kind of like flow state where you tap into your more extroverted side of yourself. Because I don't believe that introversion and extroversion are mutually exclusive. We're all a little bit of both, and in different scenarios we are extroverts. I always go by someone's personality on an if and then statement. So for me, if I'm in a party with all my best mates, then I'm a proper extrovert because I feel comfortable there. Whereas if I'm in my Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gym with lots of gigantic men who are more than capable of breaking every bone in my body, who all know each other very well, and I'm the more of the outcast, then I'm a proper introvert. And when you're in that situation where you don't know anyone, you're gonna be really shy. I mean, for me, I'm really like small body language, kind of half looking at people in the eye saying, oh, do you wanna roll? It's almost apologetically every time I talk to someone. And that was very much the case from the beginning, but as I started to go, and finally after my rib injury, I've been able to start going regularly, you stop thinking about how you're coming across, you stop thinking about that anxiety. For a lot of us, feelings of nervousness as far as social anxiety often stem from not knowing what's going to happen, like uncertainty, and that makes us feel really uncomfortable because we're very unused to maybe what people are going to be like, how people are going to see us, are we going to be liked, things like that. And well, with my jiu-jitsu classes, the more I go, the more I learn about people, the more people know me, the more I know how the lessons work, and so I know what's going on. And so having that knowledge, that comfortableness of this is how things work around here, this is your place, it builds that sense of knowing what to expect. And At first it might seem like you're stepping out of your comfort zone, but as time goes on you expand your comfort zone. And that's the thing with getting out there into the field, talking to people, gaining confidence that way. You expand your comfort zone. Another example is with driving. Now, if you're like me, I used to be an incredibly nervous driver because I had my instructor next to me who was judging every single thing I did. And I didn't like that. Much more comfortable when I could finally go out and drive on my own. But it's been 3 years actually since I last drove, and I started driving again. And at first I was nervous, mainly because I'm actually driving my mum's car at the moment, which is terrifying because if I were to crash and die, she would kill me. And also the first time I went out, I was absolutely bricking it. Like, if you know UK roads, you'll know they're an absolute free-for-all. Everyone's out to get each other. But as you drive more and more, now this will all sound like common sense, but as you drive more and more, you become more aware of all the things that can happen and how you can deal with them. And you gain that experience. And by a week of driving regularly, you then suddenly have no anxiety about it, no nerves at all. And it becomes an easy task, and it's easy to overlook how indifferent you feel towards it because you have to compare to how you were at the start. And basically the only way you built that confidence up, it wasn't by going away and reading a driving manual and all the theory on what to do in any kind of situation. It was just by going out there into the field and just expanding your comfort zone and gaining experience. Oh, but if you do want a quick fix for confidence, get a car, go out and see people. It makes all the difference. In fact, I'm going to see a fireworks display for Guy Fawkes night tonight with all my mates. I can't wait for that. It's going to be amazing. Might even let a few off ourselves. If you don't see another video from me, then I have been struck by a rocket, so yeah, just a quick heads up there. Now, but basically to sum up, a lot of advice on the internet and what you're going to see on YouTube is there to give you that instant fix, because there's only so much you can do through a video. You can't make someone go out into the field and gain experience through a video. You can just give them very arbitrary tips, which doesn't always do things. But consider this, is it easier to rely on those tips such as, well, posture, eye contact, all things like that which you might see on a YouTube video? Is it easier to rely on those because it's a little bit daunting actually going out there and just practicing by doing, by actually just talking to people? As much as I like the idea of disappearing for a few months and coming back this completely changed person, how often has it actually worked for us? Don't know if it's actually worked for me before. But then again, I've never properly tried it. You don't really want to try it. This idea of going away for a few months, it never really materialises, does it? Let's be honest. A lot of the time, it's just an excuse for what you're really procrastinating on, isn't it? But yeah, just a little garage video for me today. I'm going to continue whacking this bag. Out. That looks better in my head. Yeah, let off some steam on this and then I'm off to the fireworks later tonight. So yeah, I hope you're doing all well, guys. Thank you very much for over 400 subscribers. I don't know if I've thanked everyone yet for that. On the 4th of November, it was 400 days since I was meant to start working at my company. Can you believe that? Absolute madness. Anyway, life goes on, we move, let's keep going. I'll catch you guys next time. Ta-da.